विनोद बिहारी जू की जाए। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जाए। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपार अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपार अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपार अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Sorry, let me just. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalapa Vishtam Nityalapa Vishta Mahabhagavat Srila Gaur Kishwadas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalapa Vishwa Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Nityalapa Vishta Vaishnav Sarva Bhoma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Gunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Surup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. नामचय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट विदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। Jai Shri. I skipped our recent acharyas, so let me just go back to that. Jai Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Balabhatirtha Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shinitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. We'll do Mangalacharan and then begin. Yeah. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Koriya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukham Pradat Prabhuntam Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudhanidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayang Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वृषभानुसुतान्वितवामतनुं यमुनातटनागरनन्दसुतं मुरलीकलगीतविनोरपरं भज गोद्रुमकाननकुञ्जविदुम् स्मर गौरगदाधरकेलिकलं भव गौरगदाधरपक्षचर शृणु गौरगदाधर चारुकथं भज गोद्रुमकानन कुञ्जविदुम् तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय देवी त्वां नायमां चरणान्तिकं भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्षाय क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितराङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम् भज श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Premavati Didi, Krishna Premavati Didi, Rukmini Didi, Champak Mataji, Chatamai Mataji. Let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Uh, see Ganga Mataji and Manjari Didi and Nitai. Haribol Nitai. And who else is there? I don't know. I see there are 5 devotees watching right now. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. Pranams to all of you. I'm wondering if Raseshwari Mataji and Indira Mataji, they're probably there right now. So pranams. And pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayade Prabhu, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradayani Didi, um, Anuradha Mataji, Madan Gopal Prabhu, Krishna Mai Didi, and everybody else. Dandavat pranams. So, um, I just got a sudden, well, I don't know, right before it was time to start. I woke up late today and my brain is very, I said it's the same kind of thing yesterday, but yeah, I went to sleep really late last night and my brain's not very clear right now. But I felt like what I really need for myself right now, um, is because I didn't chant any Harinam yet today, and so I thought I want to read something that has to do with Nam because that's what I need. And so, um, one, I wanted to go through this article. I haven't read it, the whole article carefully yet myself, but I just know at the end of this article, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he emphasizes the point how we need to connect the Dham with Nam and the Nam with Dham. And so wherever we are in the world, whatever's going on, we have to be present within the Dham when we chant the name. And yeah, I don't know. I thought it's an important point and I thought it'd be nice to read. And Haribo Bhakti 1008. Okay, so let's just find the article. I got it open here. Here it is. So Krishna Nam, Krishna Dham, and Krishna Kam. So this is um I don't know why these words are highlighted because I can't find them in the search thing. Anyways, doesn't matter. Maybe if I just refresh the page. No, okay, anyhow, these will just be highlighted. Okay, so Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he says, how can they who are busy maintaining their wife and children and who give shape to their desires for enjoyment, desires arising out of air or out of illusion, how can they act as Jagadguru, the true instructors of people? They tried to employ God, the highest entity to be adored and served, in supplying them fuel for the fire of their desire. What do we find in the Srimad Bhagavatam and in the conduct and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees? They inform us that such people have not surrendered themselves to God. In their hearts, they cherish fear, affliction, erroneous, illusory ideas, worldly desire and greed, and feelings of distress concerning their body, their wealth, and their relations with friends, and so on, and on and on and on. They experience all of this on account of their attachment to some second object besides Him, some dvitiya vastu. People like this, who have no dedication, who have no dedication themselves, cannot advise others to surrender to God. Even if they give verbal instructions to do so, their preaching, bereft of the practical example within their own conduct, is ineffective. Only a Mahabhagavat can legitimately occupy the Acharya's seat. A Mahabhagavat is Nishkinchan. He has nothing to call his own in the world. He has sincerely surrendered his very self to Krishna. He serves him exclusively, cent%, every hour of every day. Those who attend to the service of God's name, Nam, his abode, Dham, and his desire, Kam, are the only really adorable ones in the world. They are the only ones worthy of worship. Those who attend to the service of God's Nam, Dham, and Kam, his name, abode, and desire. No being can extricate himself from wrong understandings due to Maya without engaging in service to Sri Nam. As a result of service to Sri Nam, men can be rid of all prejudices and become settled in the service of Krishna's desires. Krishna Kam Seva. Mm. Wow, so we can't actually serve Krishna until we've really served Nam, right? As a result of service to Sri Nam. Um, Only then one can become settled in the service of Krishna's desires. Mm. And then from Dham Seva, service to his abode or home, one can be rid of the clutches of the tremendously dangerous doctrine embodied in the thought that I am the Lord. There is no other God possessing an eternal There is no other God possessing an eternal name, form, attributes, sports, majesty, or the like. I am the Lord. So one can be rid of the clutches of that kind of idea. And from Krishna Kam Seva, one can save oneself from the serious danger that takes shape as the desire to gratify one's senses. Being thus freed from temporal lust, one can become firmly established in serving the transcendental Cupid, Kamadev Sri Krishna, and of Kama Gayatri. If we are fortunate and we are able to secure attachment to Krishna Kama Seva, the course of our various inferior desires will change. Desires arising in us for the sensual enjoyment of our material body will be redirected. And at the same time, our subtle body, especially our mind, which has been running us along a road born of growing apathy towards serving God, will then take just the contrary trend. What we are talking about the day before yesterday, about turning our mind, which is currently our enemy, into our very good friend. But it starts with Nam, right? First, we have to perform Nam Seva, and then we can perform Krishna Kama Seva. And from this, and Dham Seva. Okay, so now he's going to connect this last. This is the reason why I wanted to read this also, especially this last paragraph. Okay, and that Krishna Kama Seva is available if we engage ourselves in the service of Sri Dham. Wow. Okay. So Nam and Dham. Then that Krishna Kama Seva is available, serving the desires of Krishna. The word Dham means raise, prowess, influence, home, place, body, birth, and so on. According to the sense accepted by the truly learned savants, Sri Dham is that place in which there is neither self-malice nor jealousy. I don't know how to say this word. Evanescence. Yeah, I think that's right. And evanescence, which is how things are temporary, right? Soon passing out of sight, memory, or existence, quickly fading or disappearing. So everything's eternal. And it is that place which is eternally self manifest, spiritual, and blissful. Sri Chaitanya Dev, having made his advent in that transcendent Dham, has made the world full of consciousness. We thought that we would vanquish the people of the world by means of dialectics, the splendor of erudition, and the glory of exemplary character. So we remained engaged in studies. We failed to realize how exalted the Dham was, and thus had no predilection for Dham Seva. And we had little faith in the worshipable representative, the Murti of God. But a certain holy saint engaged us in Dham Seva, saying that it would bring the highest welfare. Okay, this is what I want. This is it right here. He who connects himself with Sri Dham will soon see that his attachment to Gram, or domesticated life, and all connections therewith have been liquidated. Then Sri Nam Seva, the means of attaining true blessedness, shall quickly bring us to our real end, Krishna Kam. Okay, so we have to connect ourselves with Sri Dham. And then Nam Seva will bring us true blessedness and shall quickly bring us to the real end, Krishna Kam, the desires of Krishna, or the Kamadev. Then Sri Vaikuntha Nam alone has come down to this earth, and it is in Sri Dham that Sri Nam has been deposited. Pretentious Nam Seva, performed by one who disconnects oneself from Sri Dham, does not give the real end, Krishna Kam Seva. Let's reread that. Pretentious Nam Seva performed by one who disconnects oneself from Sri Dham does not give the real end. Krishna Kam Seva. So this is adapted from the Gaudiya, Volume 5, Number 7. I think I've mentioned this here before, but one time Shamala Mataji told me this that one time somebody mentioned to my Gurudev, they said, when I chant Harinam, that's when my mind becomes the most crazy and starts going all over the place. How can I control my mind when I chant? And my Srila Gurudev said, I might be getting this a little bit wrong, but he's like, no worries, my mind also wanders when I chant. And he's like, sometimes in Radhakun, sometimes Shamakun, sometimes Giriraj Govardhan, sometimes by Vangshivat, sometimes by Dhir Samir, sometimes like that. And um, yeah, just this point about when we chant, we have to be situated within the Dham. We can't disconnect the Dham from Nam. But then how do we do that if we are in different countries? We're not physically within the Dham. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written so much about the Dham. So many of his kirtans. Also, so many of his kirtans, he'll talk about the name and the Dham. I think if I remember correctly, we were reading from chapter 12 of Harinam Chintamani. And he was mentioning, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that we have to be in Hari Kshetra when we chant Nam, and also in front of Tulsi Devi. Um, and so, um, like, okay, in the new Gaudiya Giti Gucha, I we have a new section here. Let me find it. It is the glories of the Dham, glories of Navadip Dham. And every day, part of my Gurudev's schedule, his private schedule, he'd wake up very early in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then go through all these different ashtakams, glorifying the Dham. And songs like this, like I'm just going through Kabe Habe Bolo She Dina Amar. The whole song, this whole song, he's praying for to be able to chant Nam. But then in that prayer, he's longing when in Navadip, on the banks of the Suradhuni River, the banks of the Ganga, will I call out, O Gaur, O Nityananda, without duplicity. Dancing and singing, I shall run about like a madman, giving up any consideration of the outside world. Praying, so it's praying to, longing for that day when in Navadip, on the banks. So having that yearning to be in the Dham also. Um, what am I looking for? Sorry, just give me 1 second. Um, I'm looking for Dham and Parika. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. Should be after Radha Krishna. Man, this book has so many pages. It's hard to navigate. Yeah. Okay, let's go through these sections about Navadip Dham. Okay. These are excerpts from Navadip Dham Mahatma, which we included in this new Gaudiya Giti Gucha. And we see how the Vaishnavas, they are always absorbed in remembrance of the Dham. Just recently, um, I think I was hearing it from Sundar Gopal Prabhu, from disciple of Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. Um, he was mentioning how his Gurudev, he once was hearing, like he was inside his room, and then he heard the chirping of the birds. And um, this Prahlad Prabhu, who's now his name is now part of Madhveti Maharaj, he was going around doing things, and he heard the birds, and then he heard his Gurudev start singing, just quietly to himself, just singing uh, Radha Kunda Tata, which is his favorite song. They were singing that when he entered Nitya Leela even, but that was his favorite song. And he's going, Kagamre Kokula Malaya. And he was going through the whole song singing that to himself because he heard the birds. And immediately hearing that brought remembrance of the Dham to him. And then he was singing that song. Like that was his constant absorption. And so being absorbed in the glories of the Dham and in the Dham and then chanting like that completely changes everything. I think he even recorded it. He just like put a recorder there and he went about doing his thing, like whatever he had to do. But then I think there's some recording like that of this Srila Bhaktivinoda Tirtha Goswami Maharaj just in his room by himself, just like that. Um, okay, so the transcendental nature of Sri Navadip Dham. This is from Navadip Dham Mahatma, chapter 2. চিন্তামণি রূপ হয় এ গৌরমণ্ডল চির আনন্দময় ধাম চিন্ময় সকল. The nature of this Gautamandal is like that of a Chintamani gem, as everything in that dham is transcendental, being composed of cognizance and bliss. Chid Ananda. जल भूमि वृक्ष आदि सकलि चिन्मय सदा विद्यमान तथा Krishna Shakti Tray. The water, land, trees, and all else here are spiritual. Sri Krishna's threefold energies, the Sandhini, Sangvit, and Hladini, are present here eternally. स्वरूप शक्ति रजे संधिनी प्रभाव तार परिणति ए धामेर स्वभाव. The nature of this dham is that it is a transformation of the Sandhini potency of the Lord's internal energy, the Lord's Swarup Shakti. Prabhu Lila Pita Rupe Dhama Nitya Hoy Achintya Shakti Rakarya Prapanchika Noy. This Dham eternally exists as the stage on which the Lord performs his pastimes. It is a manifestation of his inconceivable potency beyond the material world. तवे जे ए धामे देखे प्रपंचेर सम बद्ध जीवे ताहे होय avidya vibhrama. Nevertheless, bound souls, perceiving this dham as mundane, fall into the illusion of ignorance. Megachana chakshu dekhe surya achadita divakar nahi kabo hoy meghavrita. When the vision of the eyes is obscured by clouds, those eyes perceive the sun as covered. Yet, the sun itself is never enveloped by clouds, right? If you actually zoom out and you're looking from outer space, you're not going to think, oh, wow, the sun's covered by clouds. It's our vision of the sun that's covered by clouds. Sherupa e gora mandala chirakar, prapanchika jana dekhe jarer vikar. In the same way, although worldly people see this form of Gauda Mandal as a formation of matter, it is in fact spiritual. Nityananda Kripajar Pratikabu hoy, she dekhe Ananda Dham Sarvatra Chinmoy. But whoever is graced by Nityananda's compassion perceives this blissful Dham as fully transcendental. Jai. So we're supposed to be present within the Dham. We're supposed to connect the Dham with Nam. But how do we do that? We need the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. That's why in that song, Kabhi Habe Bolo Shedina Aman that we were just looking at, right? First he was singing Kabhi Navadipe Suradhuni Tate Gaur Nityananda Bholi Nishkapate. He's praying, longing for when I can be in Navadipa, walking along the banks of the Suradhuni River and dancing and singing and running about here and there like a complete madman. But then he's praying, but this will only be possible if I get Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. So then he prays, Kabe Nityananda More Koridoya, right? The verse right after that, he's praying to Nityananda Prabhu. Charaibe Mor Vishayar Maya. When will Nityananda Prabhu make me give up? I can't give it up on my own. When will Nityananda Prabhu make me give up this this illusion of pleasure that this wanting pleasure in this world, which isn't even actual real pleasure. And how can I get that? Dia more ninja charanera chaya. When he gives me the shade of his lotus feet, the shelter of Sri Guru, then namer hatete diven adhikar. Then I will get entrance into the marketplace of the holy name. He will give me that entrance into the marketplace of the holy name. So it started with Dham, Nityananda's mercy, and then Guru, and entrance into the marketplace of the name. So see is all connected like that. Um, and also another thing about Nityananda's mercy, I just want to look at Dashmula Tattva. Think it, yeah, let's just go. I'm just going to search for Dashmula. Dashmula. Okay, I think it's this third verse. Give me 1 second here. Here it is. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Tata Shri Sandhinya Krita Visharata Dhama Nichaye Rasambhodo Magno Vraja Rasa Vilasi Vijayate. Within the splendidly pure abodes made manifest by the Sandhini Shakti, that's Nityananda Prabhu, that's Baladev, the Sandhini Shakti, Krishna is submerged in an ocean of ras. That connoisseur of the playful pastimes of Raj is ever victorious. Yes, so, okay, sorry. Raja Tattva. Okay, so now here's another excerpt from Navadip Dhamma. Vraja Tattva Nava, sorry, Vraja Tattva Navadipa Tattve Dekho Bhed, Krishna Aparadhi Labhed, Nirvana Abhed. See the distinction between the tattva of Navadip and that of Vraj. We say that Vraj and Navadip are non-different, right? And it's true, they're completely non-different, but there also is some distinction. So in Vraj, those offensive to Krishna attain undifferentiated nirvana. Heta, but here, Heta aparadipai prema ratnadan. But here in Navadip, offenders, they attain prema ratnadan. They attain the priceless jewel of prem. Ataev, Gora Lila Sarvoparihan. Thus, Gora's pastimes are supreme. Sarvopari, they are the topmost. Gora Dhama, Gora Nam, Gora Rupa Guna, Aparadha Nahi Mane, Tarite Nipunam. Gora's abode, Gora's name, and Gora's form and qualities pay no heed to offenses, and they are expert in delivering everyone. Jadi aparadha thake sadake ramane, Krishna name Krishna dhame, tare bahudine. If offenses in the practitioner's heart, sorry, if offenses remain in the practitioner's heart, Krishna's name and Krishna's abode deliver him only after a long time. Gora name Gora dhame sadya prem hoy, aparad nahi tar badha upajay. Through Gora's name In Gaura's abode, however, prem arises instantly, and offenses pose no impediment. So that's why I think it's very helpful for our chanting yeah, if we focus especially on Navadip Dham and the names of Mahaprabhu. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given us that beautiful kirtan, Udila Aruna Purava Bhage, right? So that we can situate ourselves within Mayapur Dham and remember Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu's instructions about the urgency of how we must not waste our time worrying about all the burdens and trifling things of this world, all the vipad and par, all the responsibilities and all these things. Like, even though we might have a lot of heavy duty responsibilities and pressures and everything, and all these calamities that happen, vipad and par, right? He says, but this is all anitya, it's all temporary. And so, therefore, just at least first thing in the morning, right? When the sun's rising and we're remembering Mahaprabhu's pastimes of waking up and taking all the devotees with him on the Nagar Kirtan, at least during that time, just Namashaya Korya Jatane Tumi. Carefully take shelter of the name. Because all these other things, all these vipad and par, all these things will pass. And but the thing that we have to take shelter of the Nam. Afterwards, after you chant your names, then you can deal with all the things of this world. But at least in the beginning, remember the Dham, Mahaprabhu's name, and yeah, this is a really nice couple verses here. Association with sadhus. This is the true mercy of the Dham. This is from Navadip Mahatma, chapter 9. This is Brahma speaking to the seven sages. Dhamma kripa sar, labha hoy jar, tar hoy sadhu sanga. অসাধু সঙ্গে ভজে কৃষ্ণ প্রেমে মজে এই তো পরমারঙ্গ. One who receives the essence of the Dham's mercy attains the association of sadhus. In such association, one performs service and becomes immersed in prem for Krishna. This is the supreme delight. Eito paramaranga. নবদ্বীপে রাতি লভে যার মতি সেই পায় ব্রজবাস অপ্রাকৃত ধাম গৌর হরি নাম কেবল সাধুর আশা. One whose heart develops attachment to Navadvip attains residence in Vraj. To reside in the transcendental Dham and to relish the name of Gaur Hari are the sadhu's sole aspiration. And what's the song? Gurudev Boro Kripa Kori Gora Vana Maje Godrume Dia Chostan. Oh Gurudev, you're so greatly merciful to me, right? Boro Kripa, you've given me such huge mercy that you've given me a place here within Goda Mandal. And you instructed me that E Braje Boshi Harinam Korogan, remaining within this Vraj, this Goda Mandal, which is non-different from Vraj, chant Harinam. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Kintu kave Prabhu jogyata arpibe e dasere doyakur. But when will you give me the qualification to follow this order, to remain situated within the Dham and chant Nam? When you give me this qualification, then chitta sthir habe. Then my mind, my heart will become sthir, will become steady and fixed. And shakala sahibo, and I'll be able to tolerate everything that happens to me. Everything that happens I won't waver because I'm established in these instructions. I'm following these instructions now. So no matter what calamity, what responsibilities, whatever happens to me, still I will be able to tolerate it. I'll be sthir and shakala sahibo and ekante bhajibo hari. Why? Because I'll be one pointed. I'll be focused in my worship of Hari. And also ekante, I think, can also mean not doing it as a show. Like not, I think that's a really important thing is it's nice to like we want to do our devotional practices with devotees and like that, but it's also important to have our own personal private practice. Otherwise, all our practices are just when we're in front of devotees, then it can very easily become a show. And so ekante bhaji vihari, that's what I was understanding from that is there's two meanings. One is ekante, one pointed and focused, and also that you do it in private, not just so people can see me, you know. Um, but also being in the association of real advanced high class devotees is also real solitude. So both things. Okay, so now the ultimate fruit of pilgrimage, residence in Navadvip. I'm going to just read the translations because I want to get through more stuff. So, this Navadvip Dham contains all holy places. This is Pushkar Tirtha speaking to the Brahmin Divadas. So, Pushkar is saying, this Navadvip Dham contains all holy places. All the holy places reside here and serve Sri Navadvip. Therefore, whoever abandons Navadvip and seeks other holy places is a foolish rascal, Murdurjan. If after wandering, if after wandering to all the holy places, a person attains the fruit of their parikrama, then Navadvip becomes their residence. So that is the fruit of going to places of pilgrimage, residence in Navadvip. So if you're leaving Navadvip to go to pilgrimage to other places, you're just a fool. Now, this section, this is one of my favorite sections, glorifying Navadvip and Navadvip Dhammahatma. Vrindavan manifests as Navadvip to bestow eligibility for us. Remember, just before we're reading about, there is actually some distinction between Navadvip and Vraj, even though we always say that they're non-different. But no, Deko, just consider this. Look at this. See this bhed, this distinction between Vraja Tattva and Navadvip Tattva. So he's going to explain this more. That what happened? One second. Okay, there, sorry. My screen froze. So Navadvipa Vrindavana hoy eka tattva. Navadvip and Vrindavan are one in tattva. Paraspar kichu nahi hinatva mahatva. Neither is inferior nor superior to the other. Okay, so we really have to be careful not to see any, even though there is a distinction, we should see that there is no difference. Um, one is not lower or superior to the other. Shri Vrindavan Dham Raser Adhar, Shri Rasana Paijar Nahi Adhikar. That Vrindavan Dham is the reservoir of ras. But those without eligibility cannot taste that ras. So we don't have access to that Vrindavan Dham. So, Kripa Korishe Dham Navadvipya Hoy, Heta Rasa Adhikar Jive Upajay. So Vrindavan, out of compassion, Vrindavan, that Dham, manifests as Navadvip. And here in Navadvip, the living being acquires the eligibility to attain ras. So Navadvip's the form of Vrindavan for us that gives us access to Vrindavan, but they're non-different. Just one, this Navadvip is the entrance into Vrindavan. Right? Like my Guru Dev would always quote this Gaur Prema Rasar Nave She Tarangi Jeva Due She Radha Madhava Antaranga. We enter into the ocean of Gaur Prem. Sorry, we enter into one side of the Ganga here in the Gaur Prem, and then when we come out, we'll come out from the banks of the Yamuna in Vrindavan. So prayer to the Dham and the Vaishnavas. This is how I think this is like how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ends Navadvip Mahatma, or close to the end. He says, "At the feet of the Vaishnavas, this is my prayer. Vaishnava charane mor eshe prarthana, Shri Gaura Sambandha mor hoka yojana. May I become established in my relationship with Shri Gaur Hari. Shri Gaura Sambandha Saha Navadvipavas Hoka Achire Mor E Abhilash. May I swiftly come to reside in Navadvip, being established in my relationship with Shri Gaur. This is my desire. This is reminding me of the song Kabe Habe Hino Dashamor. Right? He says that Vrindavana Bhede Navadvipa Dhame Bandibo Kutir Kani. I will, within Navadvip, which is non-different from Vrindavan, I will construct a hut there. And then Shachira Nandana Charana Ashray Koribo Sambandha Mani. And then there I will take shelter of Shri Shachinandan Gaur Hari within this non-different Vrindavan, Navadvip, in my little hut there. And I'll take shelter of Shachinandan Gaur Hari and I will begin to realize my relationship with him. And then what does he say after that? Oh, anyways, after that he talks about how Krishna Nama Mrita Nirantara Pibo Dakibo Goranga Bole. He says that and then having established myself in the Dham, establishing my relationship with Shri Gaur Hari, then Krishna Nama Mrita Nirantara Pibo, then I'll continuously drink the nectar of Krishna's name. So again, first Dham, our relationship with Gaur Hari being established in that, and then Nam. Then we can chant Nam. So he's praying at the feet of all the Vaishnavas. May I become established in my relationship with Sri Gaur Hari, and may I swiftly come to reside in Navadvip, being established in my relationship with Sri Gaur. E Abhilash, this is my desire. Vishaya Ghartera Kirta Ati Durachar. I am a worm in the pit of worldly desires. And I'm Ati Durachar, I'm utterly wicked. Bhakti-heen, I am devoid of devotion. And Kama Rata, I'm addicted to lust. And Krode Matta Ar, I'm consumed by anger. Ehino Durjana Ami, Mayar Kinkar, Shigora Sambandha Kise Pai Atapar. A vile sinner such as I, enslaved by Maya. Oh, how will I ever develop a relationship with Sri Gaur? Navadvipa Dhama More Anugraha Kori Udita Hon Hride Tabe Amitari. May Navadvip Dham show me mercy and arise within my heart. Only then will I be delivered. Prodamaya Kula Devi Kripa Akapat Bharasa Tarite Matre sorry Bharasa Tarite Matra Avidya Sankat. The sincere and genuine mercy of Kuladevi Prodamaya is my only hope for crossing the peril of ignorance. I really love this. Whenever Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur talks about Prodamaya or Yogamaya, um, he always uses these words. Akapat, he says, Nishkapat hoye mata chao more pani. Oh mother, please don't don't be duplicitous with me. Don't deceive me. Don't cheat me. Be nishkapat. Give me your genuine mercy. And then Vaishnave Vishvasa Vriddhi Hok Pratikshani. Please give me your genuine, real mercy, not your deceitful mercy in the form of Mahamaya, but give me your real, genuine mercy, your non-deceitful mercy in the form of Yogamaya, so that my faith in the Vaishnavas, Vaishnave Vishvas Vriddhi, will always increase, Pratikshani, constantly. And then also in that song, he says, Akaitava Doya, give me your non-cheating mercy. Give me your mercy in the form of Yogamaya, not Mahamaya. Then he says, Vriddha Shiva Kshetrapal Hona Sadoy, Chedidhama Amar Choke Hona Udoy. O Vriddha Shiva, O Kshetrapal, protector of the Dham, show me compassion. May the transcendental Dham manifest before my sight. So we need the mercy of Shiva and Yogamaya, right? Also, right, in Vrindavan, we can't enter Vrindavan without going to Gopishwar Mahadev. And there are the four Mahadevs that we must take shelter of. Because Shiva is the Kshetrapal, he's the protector of the Dham. Right? Gopishwar also is there, doesn't allow anyone to enter Ras Leela. He's there to protect, to guard the Ras Leela. And Shiva is always there guarding the Dham. So we need his mercy to enter the Dham. Navadvipavasi Jata Gaur Bhaktagan E Pamar Shire Sabe Dao Ducharan. O devotees of Gaur Hari residing in Sri Navadip, please place your 2 feet upon this wretched one's head. Eto prarthana mor shuno sarvajan achirete jeno pai chaitanya charan. This is my humble prayer. Please, all of you hear me, so that I may soon attain the feet of Sri Chaitanya. Now here are some selected verses from Navadip Bhav Taranga. And there's songs of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. There's one called Kavimor Shubhodin Hoive Uday. I think it's that one. Where he's talking about he's praying, when will I run to the Dham? And then in the Dham I'll take shelter of the Vrajavasis there. And then one Vrajvasi will kindly take me and give me darshan of the Dham. He'll take me to this place and show me where is Nandagram, where is this place, where is the he goes through like many different places within Brajmandal. And then he says, and then I'll faint upon getting hearing the sound of Krishna's flute by the Yamuna. All of a sudden, I'll faint, and I'll be there lying motionless on the ground. And then that very kind Brajvasi will come to me and put with water from his cupped palms. He'll put water in my mouth and chant the names of Krishna and revive me. And then he'll continue taking me on Parikrama Dham. But like this is our yearning that we want, and that's the fruit of that's what is it? Dhamma Kripasar, Labe Hoy Jar, Tar Hoy Sadhu Sangha. We just read that, right? That's the essence of the mercy of the Dham, is that we get Sadhu Sangha there. Because then the sadhus can actually give us entrance into the Dham. Now, okay, so this is from Navadip Bhav Taranga. I'm just going to read the translation because it's almost 8 o'clock. So, the moment the web of matter releases its hold on the senses of the jiva, the eyes of that jiva behold the splendor of the Dham. Alas, when will I attain that state? When will I behold Sri Navadip beyond the veil of material illusion? The immaculate Dham, like an 8-petaled lotus, is greatly more soothing than the radiance of millions of moons. And it also outshines the brilliance of millions of suns. That Dham will manifest on the path of my vision. Wow, isn't that so beautiful? The Dham, like an 8-petaled lotus, right? 8 petals, because Antardvip is in the middle, and then there's 8 petals on the other side of that. Um, so it's more soothing than the radiance. It's more soothing than the radiance of millions of moons, and it outshines the brilliance of millions of suns. That Dham will manifest on the path of my vision. But right now, like we read in the first part, right now it's mega channa, chakshu. Right now, it's my eyes are covered by the clouds of this Maya. But actually, the Dham is like a million moons and a million suns. Now, prayer to serve Shri Shri Radha Govinda in Navadip. Residing in my own grove, within the vicinity of Ishodhyan, I will serve the precious divine couple and the moonlike Shri Gauranga. Remaining steadfast in my personal vows, I will serve Shri Shri Radha Govinda and constantly behold Radha Kund and Vrindavan. Remembering the feet of Ananga Manjari Saki, I will remain immersed in the bliss of my own service, submerged in prem. A servant of the servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Bhakti Vinod begs for residence in Sri Navadip. And now this is I think this is the end of Navadip Bhavtaranga. Yeah, this is or towards the end of Navadip Bhavtaranga. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, longing for the feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, I fervently beg for the fulfillment of my most cherished desire. O residents of Navadip and Vrindavan, please, without delay, establish me in this realm, the abode of my mistress, Radhavan, or in other words, Navadip and Vrindavan. This land is yours. O residents of Navadip and Vrindavan, this land is yours. Ami Matradas, I am merely a servant. On the pretext of serving you all, I attain a place here. Right? Because you're situated in Navadip and Vrindavan. So if I become your servant, then I'll have to be in Navadip and Vrindavan to serve you. So on the pretext of serving you all, I'll attain a place here. And then now he's praying directly to Navadip. Oh Navadip, Koro more kripa vitaran, please shower your mercy upon me. Tava kripa vina, without your grace, who can attain this holy abode? Amar Jogyata Loye na koro vichar. Please do not consider my worthiness. Janava Nitai Agya Koriyachi Sar. I have made the order of Janava and Nitai my life and soul. So don't consider my worthiness. I have made the order of Janava and Nitai my life and soul. Oh, Navadip, you have to be merciful to me. Jai. All right, so it is now 8 o'clock, so we will end here. I love the like. Okay, this one quick thing. A eh, even in our prayers to Nrsingadev, we pray for the mercy of the Dham. Right? Perpetually residing. I love this. This is also from Navadip Bhaktaranga. We've sung this a few times, but I just love this prayer. So we pray to Nrsingadev also. Perpetually residing within my heart are the six enemies headed by lust, as well as duplicity, the desire for recognition, and deceit. My prayer at the lotus feet of Sri Nrsingadev is that he will purify my heart and awaken longing within me for serving Sri Krishna. When will I, crying at the feet of Sri Nrsingadev, beg him to allow me to be engaged in the bhajan of Shri Shri Radha Krishna Yugal in Sri Navadip Dham, safe from all danger? So actually, Nrsingadev is very favorable, is very helpful, even for those who are one pointedly wanting to engage in bhajan of Radha and Krishna. We need the mercy of Nrsingadev. It's not like not being one pointed or like, rasa bhas or whatever. No, we need the mercy of Nrsingadev to be, when will I, crying at the feet of Sri Nrsingadev, beg him to allow me to be engaged in the bhajan of Shri Shri Radha Krishna Yugal and Shri Navadip Dham, safe from all danger. Actually, in Keshavji Gaudiya Math, they'd put a picture of Nrsingadev in between Mahaprabhu and Radha Vinod Bihari, like next to them, right by Krishna's feet there. And then, when will that Sri Hari, the sight of whom strikes fear into fear itself, become pleased with me and show me his mercy? Although he appears as the embodiment of terror to the wicked, to Prahlad and other devotees of Sri Krishna, he is exceedingly kind and gentle. When, oh when, will he be pleased with me? And speaking words brimming with compassion, make this insignificant fool fearless. He'll say, O dear child, reside here freely in Sri Gauranga's abode. May you remain engaged in the loving service of the divine couple, and may you develop deep attraction for Sri Nam. See, here again, getting the Gauranga's divine abode and attraction for Sri Nam. And that way we can remain engaged in loving service to the divine couple. Nrsingadev continues. He says, on the strength of my devotee's mercy, all obstacles are cast far away. With a pure heart, engage in bhajan of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, which is saturated with ras. After having said as such, when will that Lord happily place his lotus feet upon my head? At once, in the divine prem of Shri Shri Radha Krishna Yugal, I shall undergo ecstatic transformations, sattvic vikar, and roll about on the ground at the door of Sri Nrsingadev's temple. Jai. All right, now we'll end here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he also prays in one of the Sharanagati songs, Tua Dhamma Mahe, Tua Nama Gao To, Gao Gaobu Diva Nishi Ash. When will I pass my days and nights within your Dham, absorbed in chanting Nam? Always connecting Dham with Nam. Yes. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Jai Shri Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Shri Brajamandal Kshetra Mandal and Goda Mandal Ki Jai. Kind of got the order wrong there, but whatever. Kshetra Mandal, Goda Mandal, Vraja Mandal Ki Jai. Jai Abhinna Vrindavan Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Jai Sarva Abhishta Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Radha Kun Shama Kun Yamuna Ganga Tulsi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. जय श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल जय नवदीप धाम महात्मा की जय श्री नवदीप भाव तरंग की जय वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Thank you so much for joining. Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Premavati Didi, Krishna Premavati Didi, Rukmini Didi, Champak Mataji, and on YouTube and Facebook, Ganga Mataji, Rup Manjari Didi, and Nitai, Haribol Nitai, and Bhakti 1008, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Neela Didi, Shripad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj, and Rup Manjari is making the points that also in Vrindavan, the Brajvasis worship Nrsingadev, right? Yes, good point. Yes. Roop Manjri is asking, can I post the link to the Nam? I don't know, to the article that we just read, the Krishna Nam, Krishna Dham, Krishna Kam article. I can, yeah, I can post that if you like, or if there's something else, you can just let me know what, and I'll send it to you. Um, and Ganga Mataji is asking, what's the name of this book? Well, the name of the book that we were reading from just now is Gaudiya Giti Gucha. And we have a big section in there called Dham and Parikar. Lots of prayers to the Dham and to the associates of Krishna. So yeah, we need the mercy of Dham and Parikar to be able to chant Nam. So I think it's really helpful if, before we chant, I'm right now I'm not saying something that I'm practicing myself. I'm speaking from my own inspiration. I'm speaking to myself. But yeah, I'm just thinking if before I chant every day, I sing these prayers. That's what my Guru Dev would do. He would sing all these prayers to the Dham, all these different ashtakams and stavas and stutis, especially to the Dham and to the parikar, to the associates. And he would chant Harinam like that. So I'm just imagining how much more powerful my chanting would be if I don't disconnect the Dham from my chanting from Nam, but I first pray to the Dham, get the mercy, and focus on the Dham, and then begin chanting. Um, yeah, especially it's important, like very helpful to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains how it's very helpful, especially if we can't focus on our chanting, to sit in front of Tulsi Devi and chant also. All right, Haribol. Okay, Uh, oh, sorry, that's Vangshi Prabhu. Okay, Haribo. All right. And Vidya Lala Sadidi is asking if it's available for purchase yet, the Gaudiya Giti Gucci. It is available for purchase, but not everywhere. The copies are already finished here in Navadip, uh, and in Mayapur. But there are many copies in Vrindavan. And at some point, sometime soon, we're going to be shipping them to where we're trying to make arrangements to ship them to America. And also, somebody's getting a bunch of copies in Australia, and somebody wants to make a big order in the UK. So, yeah, that's Anita's department, how to get the books to all the different places. But yeah, it will be available soon wherever you are. And if you're in Vrindavan, pick up many copies. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. See you all next time. Also, pranams to um, all the devotees watching in the future. Shachi Devi Jai Devi Prabhu, Krishna Balava Didi, Ananda Pradayani Didi, Anuradha Mataji, and Madan Gopal Prabhu, Krishna Mai Didi, and everybody else. Dandavat pranams. Hari Bol. Jai Shri Radhe.